When in Germany would you have said violence was okay?
Oh my!
I know. Get ready, Doomer. Here it comes.
Okay. All right.
I'm definitely not familiar enough with the timeline, so I can't give specifics. But obviously, I do think violence was justified at certain points. Like at a certain point, it definitely would have been. But for example, if I were to make a comparison, because we didn't know the future, when just racist things were being said about Jewish Germans, if Jews started going out and just, again, I'm not clear on even what you're.
What about arming up?
Is.
Wait, hold on. I'm just saying getting ready. So I'm only saying getting ready.
Not at all what you. Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. Getting ready.
Oh, perfect. I'm totally okay for everybody to get a firearm as long as they are very safe with it.
Well, sure, they shouldn't be unsafe, but that's not an exaggeration. Getting ready to defend yourself. That's what I've been saying. So they can do that. What about when the German government started passing laws of restriction on Jewish people and businesses? Like specifically designating Jewish people as a separate legal category alongside dehumanizing rhetoric in order to categorize them separately and limit their movement.
God, we're so far from that. Like they literally made certain areas that couldn't be Jewish and forced them to like sell their businesses and move into ghettos and stuff like that. Well, so can you imagine anything like that happening in America?
Well, no, but here's the interesting thing. If what Vaush is like, honestly, the point Vaush is making right now about like the threshold, that's probably a reasonable threshold.
Oh, totally.
It's close.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if Jewish people had started being violent towards the Nazis at that point, it just would have made things worse. It would have prompted a response. It's not like that would it would make them look bad in public. It would give the Nazis a way to like be like, oh, we aren't the aggressors. We actually are defending ourselves against the fucking these Jewish guerrilla rebels or whatever the fuck. I mean, like this would have just been completely counterproductive.
It would have made things fall apart faster. Is that what you're
and it's
saying?
Like on a moral level, I think it would be completely justified. I mean, you have to get into specifics and stuff, but that's not an unreasonable claim. But it's like, would it be politically intelligent to do that? Probably not.
Well, they did the same thing with the Japanese internment camps in World War II, but none of them got genocided. But they did make them sell their businesses, and
they were just hanging out and concentrating. Okay,
in concentration, it was in concentration camps. I mean, it's fucking not pretty, and they shouldn't have done it. So
there's a completely different idea behind the two, because with the Japanese, internment camps, it was like, oh, we can't trust Japanese citizens or Japanese American citizens to not spy on us or something and sell secrets to
but they
Japanese
said after
country.
the war we're gonna you'll be released. And
well, no, but which is, first of all, I'm not defending Japanese internment camps, really fucked
obviously
up. But that was the rationale where the Nazis was like, these Jews are infiltrating our society and our culture.
Right.
They're the cause of everything wrong and everything wrong with our society, and they're seeking to weaken us from within, and they're the reason we lost World War I. And blah 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 blah. Like, this whole long thing.
And if you listen to the Hitler speeches, I mean, he wasn't hiding anything. It was pretty explicit, which just that kind of rhetoric. I can't imagine Americans would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of surprised he brings this example, because I don't know how does this example compare to anything going on with America? I mean, does he think
it doesn't?
Not remotely. Are they going to put a rainbow flag on any business owner who, like, on the business of anyone who's like LGBT or something?
No, it's very obvious. He's trying to make an equivocation between, like, he's like, well, they legally discriminated against Jews, and now the Republicans are legally discriminating against trans people, when like the level of discrimination is like so wildly different. One of them is like, might be considered a cultural genocide. I'm not even sure, but it's really, really, really fucking bad. Like, basically stopping an entire race of people from being able to fucking exist and get along in society. That compared to like, I don't even know how bad it is now, but there's like bills that are kind of fucked up in a couple places. I mean, I don't like them, but
Not being able to teach about gender identity in school.
yeah, it's not vaguely comparable to like the treatment of the Jews before the Holocaust. It's so, I mean, it's kind of disgusting that you would make the comparison.
It's not kind of disgusting. It is disgusting. I can play my J card here and say, as a Jew, I am disgusted that Vaush would use my people as a shield for his horrific call to violence.
That's what he's been doing to fucking Captain America behind the J card the whole fucking conversation. So
hashtag not your shield.
Nice.
And obviously the shield is shaped like a star.
Are you tweeting that at him right now? Call him,
I will.
use hashtag anti-Semitic too.
There you go.
And, you know, a variety of ways. That plus dehumanizing language plus hate crimes start to rise against them. You know, in that environment, because that's where we are right now with trans people. That exact point is where we are. In that environment, do you think it's unfair to go like, yeah, you should be like ready?
Has there been a rash of hate crimes against LGBT people that I'm unfamiliar with?
So making this shit up.
I feel like that'd be big news if that
and
was a thing.
He's so using trans people for his own political movement. It's so sad.
Well, the thing is, you could make the argument from a certain perspective. Like, trans people are more likely on like by a per population basis than, you know, like a straight white person to have a hate crime committed against them. That's certainly true.
I don't think that is true.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think.
But
I mean, it's into it.
I don't know.
Not, yeah.
Is it not?
I've never heard that before. I mean, I would think maybe the most likely person to get hate crimed is an Asian person right now.
Yeah.
If the trends have been holding since last year.
Yeah.
If they come for you, like they are getting ready for something and you need to be ready, you need to arm yourself.
Again, I already said I think it's fair to just say everyone, you know, be ready for anything. But in the case of trans people,
for anything.
What if you just got like a MAGA hat and kept it in your closet so you're totally prepared when they show up? You just like, you pull the MAGA hat out and you're, look, I'm MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd be safe then, right? They wouldn't throw you in the LGBT camp because you'd be like, I'm MAGA.
There you go. Instead of painting the ram's blood on the door for Passover, you have to paint the MAGA flag.
You just pull. You're like,
oh my god!
You're like,
it says MAGA. Pass me over. I'm not gay.
You're gonna get a fucking call from your pastor about that one, buddy. Or fucking
my
rabbi,
pastor.
What? I don't know what your fucking people are called. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh no!
I'm in the diaspora.
My rabbi.
Okay?
Come on. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
This is MAGA country.
You
can't hurt
This is
me.
MAGA country.
Look, you should be happy that I don't spend my time reading about Jews, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't think you like people who do that very much.
That's true. You know what? That's fair. Okay.
You haven't been in the Quackademic Agent server, Doomer?
Oh,
We'll check.
You fucked up.
Don't make us check.
Video yet?
Doomer, you weren't supposed to come on stream. We fucked up. You were supposed to tell Quack that you hated me, which is true, and that you were going to go on a stream with him together, and you were going to hate me together.
That was going to be pretty base, but no, I guess we fucked that up.
That would be fun.
Shit.
Seeing a very but that's not the focus of your commentary. Your commentary isn't like just be ready in case anything happens, but be super safe. It was like, let's go. They want us all dead. That was one of your quotes.
Do you think it would be inappropriate for the Jews to have said that back in the early...
Look, it's so slimy. It's so slimy. Not only is this not remotely the environment we're in, you're basically appropriating the Holocaust for your own political gain, which is just, this is so slimy.
30s? They want us dead, the Nazis want us all...
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to like Godwin's Law and bring it up once, but it's a whole other thing entirely to like spend, what is it now? Literally a fucking hour.
I know.
Like comparing Jews before the Holocaust. Like,
right.
All dead. They were right.
I don't know the specifics of the build up to World War II enough to compare it to our current situation.
Well, the Night of Broken Glass happened in 38, like a year before the war. You know, But the mechanisms for the Holocaust were laid well before that point, 33, 34, you have a political party in power. You really telling me back in like 34?
So here's the numbers from the FBI last year, or not last year, 2020, so 2 years ago. There were 7,500 incidents involving 10,000-ish victims that were believed to be victims of a hate crime. 61% of the victims were targeted because of the offender's race, ethnicity, or ancestry.
Right.
20% were based on sexual orientation, 13% on religion, 2.7% on gender identity.
Wow.
It's interesting that they separate that from sexual orientation. So actually, wait, that's means
trans,
so that means only 2.7% was for trans, where 20% was for gay. It's very interesting.
Well, but I mean, here's the thing: if trans people are like 1 in 1,000, right, and they get 2.7% of the
I guess that's true.
Disproportionate.
I guess that's true. We'd have to figure out what is their per capita. Yeah. It says known offenders. Of the 6,400 known offenders, 55% were white, 20% were black, and then 16% unknown. So there you go. So yeah, seems like race is still primary motivator for hate crimes. I still don't think trans is, but we'll see. It's just like per capita for that.
Or whatever, when all the precursors I've described to you were in place, they were saying something like, yeah, the Nazis are evil, they want you dead. And you would go in and say, hey, come on. You really think you're going to convince Nazis with rhetoric like that? Like,
And that's a great thing. That it's nothing like, or not nothing. It's not equal to what we're seeing now, because like in the case of trans people, increasingly people are totally on board. And I can tell you, every single person that I've talked to who has like an icky belief on how we should be treating trans people in society, it's from being misinformed on what is going on. Most of it is like, oh, I'm really scared because I think that little kids are going into class and teachers are saying, you're not a boy, you're a girl, you're not a boy, you're a girl, until they turn into a girl. Like
that's for the record, that's not really true. It's a disgust reaction a lot of the time. Even if people had 100% accurate information, there would still be a substantial number of people that would react poorly to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they thought about the Jews.
Oh, no one's advocating for that. And right now we have the people on our side, and then there's this fringe that's
same in Germany. Germany was a very progressive place before during the Weimar Republic.
So
not as progressive.
You're saying
as
that Germany wasn't. You're saying that Hitler and the Nazis was not a popular movement.
No, the Germany Nazis only had initially support of like 25 to 30% of the population. They seized power anti-democratically, and through seizing control of it.
That's not true.
Wait, no, he got elected, right?
Yes.
Well, he got first. He was assigned to be chancellor,
right,
or whatever, not chancellor, whatever the fuck the position was, but
Education, it was a political coalition thing.
Let's see. Because the socialist candidate refused to back down, he ended up splitting the vote away from the center candidate and gave the First World War general Paul von Hindenburg a narrow victory. In 1933, Hindenburg turned around and appointed Hitler as chancellor, which then Hitler then signed the decrees enabling the Nazi terror against the left after the Reichstag fire. So there you go.
Right. And the fire was done by the Nazis, correct?
I don't know what the Reichstag fire is.
I believe it was. Yeah, I believe it was. They set
Reichstag
like Parliament
fire was
on
an arson
fire.
attack.
Yeah.
On German Parliament 4 weeks after Adolf Hitler was sworn. No, it was. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they burned the Parliament down.
Yeah, but it sounds like it was anti-Nazis that burned the Parliament down, not Nazis.
Oh, it was.
Oh, hey. The SNA producer has made an excellent point. Vaush got banned off of Twitch for saying nuke Israel, and he's now using Jewish people as his shield for the entire fucking conversation.
That's true. That's very true. No, so yeah, in 1933, the German Parliament building was burned down. in response to Hitler's position, the Nazi leadership and its German nationalist coalition partners exploited that fire to persuade the President Paul von Hindenburg that the communists were planning a violent uprising to derail Germany's national renewal. They claimed that emergency legislation was needed to prevent this. So this literally proves Vaush wrong. Okay, you had leftist violence.
The violence gave them more power.
Yes, happened in response to Hitler being appointed as chancellor, and then he used that to allow, to convince the president that, well, you got to go, clamp down on the commies.
Wait, you mean exactly what I said like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, yes, it's so fucking stupid. He's using like Nazi Germany as a shield, and he has it completely ass backwards.
Yeah,
this is so stupid. Using emergent constitutional powers because of this incident, Hitler's cabinet issued a decree for the protection of the German people. This decree placed constraints on the press and authorized the police to ban political meetings and marches, effectively hindering electoral campaigning.
Yeah, they shut it down. They shut it down.
But listen, we need more. Listen, the fascists only listen to violence, guys. Okay, we need more. More.
They burned down the Parliament building, so how could the government even take place?
Right.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's so stupid.
Can you imagine if the Congress burned down? Like if someone lit a fire and burned the Congress down?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucked up.
Whichever group, like if on January 6th,
they burned down.
They literally burned down Congress. I mean, oh my God. The response would have,
right.
You think the response was like overblown now? This would have been like times 1,000.
Right. Yeah.
And what's crazy is that not crazy, but what's kind of fucked up is that if the situation was reversed, if it was that Trump won the election and Biden was claiming the election was stolen from him, and it was Antifa people out there, it would have been far more likely that they would have attempted to burn down the building.
And then Vaush would be talking about the election being stolen and
yes, you're right.
Antifa was doing the right thing, and
you're right. You're completely right.